Hey guys, Tyler with Independence Overland. Today this is going to be a pretty brief and a relatively unedited video. I just wanted to get this out real quick because I got a bunch of questions about it in the comments on other videos. Honestly, sometimes I'm bad at the YouTube thing because there's things that most other channels would capitalize on and I don't even think about it because I'm not trying to do the clickbait thing as much. I'm just trying to share information with you, and this is one of those things that obviously you guys want to know about. And I've been behind on content. I've got more cool stuff coming out with this truck. I've got modification videos coming. I've got adventure videos coming, which those take the longest amount of time. I promise if you've not seen some of my adventure videos, go and check some of those out. Skinwalker Ranch is one of my favorites. The Flat Tops of Colorado, they are in the FJ Cruiser. All my past adventure videos are in my FJ Cruiser, which I still have. And I did plenty of adventures this year in that thing as well, so there'll be more of those for those guys that just want to see the old FJ, because I know that's kind of what this channel was built on, and not everybody cares about the Tacoma. The Tundras are having their engine recalls right now. These new trucks have transmission issues. From what I understand, it was less than 1,000 transmissions, or at least that's one of the last things that I read. There's probably been over 100,000 of these things produced at this point, so I don't know if I'm going to be affected or not, but I will say that during the White Rim Trail, when we were doing some of the trails, and it was only when the truck was cold, we only heard this a couple times, but there was like a weird humming sound coming out of the back, and we're going very slow, and me and Natalie both were like, what the hell is that sound? But with a hybrid powertrain and stuff, I don't know what was going on there. I haven't heard it since, but honestly, I haven't been driving it that much. This is basically my adventure vehicle, and that's all it's for. So I'm going out again this weekend. Maybe I will hear it again, but it was just kind of a weird droning sound. Hopefully my transmission isn't about to blow up, and if it is, Toyota will fix it, so I'm not too worried about it, other than downtime will suck. So the reason you're watching this video is to find out what happened with my Trail Hunter, and it's a pretty minor thing, except I bought a Trail Hunter for some of these features, and one of those features is messed up, and it's gonna be months, it sounds like, before I get it fixed. And that feature is my air compressor. So in one of my first videos that I will link here, I went out with the truck in its stock form. We went up and just did some very minor trails, and I got to use the air compressor. And then I think I used it one other time after that, just messing around with it, trying to get used to it, because it is a cool compressor. I mean, you can program different presets into this. I touched on that other video, so check that out if you want to see some of that. So before I went to Arkansas, I got out my Moore kit, which is very dirty from Utah, but I got that out before I went to Arkansas, and I went to hook it up because I ordered an adapter. I've had so many people asking, will this air compressor work with the MoorFlate systems? And yes, it will. The only thing is you need to get an adapter, and I made them aware of what was going on with these things just because it is a specific setup. This is a male, as usually on an air compressor, that side's gonna be a female. So with the MoorFlate system, you just get a female to female hose, and it's simple as that. This will hook in, and then it works. This air compressor is designed to air stuff up or down to your presetted settings. So I've got like an 8 PSI in there. I've got a 16. I've got my road PSI, which is a separate one at 35. And so I know this kit will work because it's just building air. So once you have all 4 hoses, it doesn't matter if you have 1 hose hooked up or 4, it's designed to air up 4 tires, or actually 8 tires before it needs to cool down. So this will work, I guarantee it. The reason I'm phrasing that way is because the day I went to go hook up this kit, I went to start inflating my tires, and I hooked it up, and I noticed that this was making more noise. I'm not gonna demonstrate it because it's really loud, and for the video, you can't see anything that's going on, so I'm just gonna talk about it. But these air compressors, which is a very cool feature, it has a replaceable air filter inside of it, and it even came with new ones, and so you will be able to buy those through Toyota, and so when the truck goes in for maintenance, you can get a new air filter for your air compressor. So it's gonna prolong the life of the piston, because it's just like a little engine, basically, is all an air compressor is. So I noticed when I was trying to inflate the tires with the MoorFlate system that it sounded weird, and then after a minute I was just like, okay, this is not right, this doesn't feel right. And then I started checking it out, and I actually had air coming out of the deflate vent. So because this air compressor can deflate tires, oh, my lights just turned off. Because this air compressor can deflate tires as well as inflate tires, there's a valve in there that will allow air to either get breathed through there or escape out of there. And what happened was that is stuck open. So as I'm trying to air up a tire, it's also deflating at the same time. And it's definitely not enough air pressure to keep inflating and just be slow. It just doesn't work, and it actually lets more air out of the tires while the air compressor is running. So that happened right before I went to Arkansas. I was so bummed about it. So I'm using a a really crappy, it's a Vier 88P, I think. They're cheap. I've used them in the past, and they work. They just get super hot, and they take forever to air up tires, but you know, it's a reasonable option. The thing is I wanted the air compressor with the Trail Hunter, and there's other reasons I wanted the Trail Hunter, and I went over that in another video, but one of the things was this air compressor, because it just seemed convenient, and I was like, that's a nice thing that's built into that. And so, right when I get the truck and I start going on actual wheeling trips with 35s at that, so that's gonna take a lot more for an air compressor, especially a cheap one like that Vier, whatever they're called, to air up. It's gonna take a long time to air those up. And right when I do all that, my air compressor fails. So this is a minor thing. This isn't like a big mechanical failure, or it is a mechanical failure, but at least the truck still drives. The deal is I bought the top tier trim of this truck for a feature like this. Only the Trail Hunter comes with the air compressor. The air compressor doesn't work. I took this thing in for warranty, and the tech called me and he's like, yeah, I confirmed what you're talking about. It's definitely not working. And the part, if I can remember how he said it exactly, it's not even listed as an aftermarket part. Like, this isn't a Toyota thing. They don't order it through Toyota, they order it through the accessories program. I forget the name of the company that builds this air compressor for Toyota, but they do it for other OEMs, and they're apparently pretty reliable, but something's not reliable in mine. And so that kind of bummed me out, because my ARB, which is tried and true, built by a company that builds air compressors, I've never had problems with mine. I know people have had problems with them before, but I've never had problems with mine. And then I get this air compressor that is built by a reputable air compressor company, from everything I'd read about it anyway, and it failed right when I needed it. So it's pretty disappointing that it failed. And the other disappointing part was this tech was like, listen, this is in our accessories program and it's not even listed as being in stock. And he said, it's probably gonna take months to get that thing. So basically I have a 2024 Tacoma, and I got to use the air compressor feature of this thing one time in 2024. And basically by the time it gets here at the end of the year, I won't be doing much camping. So I honestly anticipate not having this air compressor working again until 2025, or at least getting to use it until 2025, because they'll call me up, hey, we got the part in, whenever that becomes available. The first year of a new generation has issues. I'm well aware of that. I knew I was a guinea pig. So I'm not really complaining from the aspect of like, poor me, but it's just one of those things that I need to bring to people's attention, because that tech even said, he's like, yeah, I need to talk to his regional Toyota guy to kind of discuss with them like, hey, this might be a problem with the Trail Hunters. Like, this could be an issue for other people. I haven't heard if any other people have this same problem, but I certainly do. And so now I'm relying on a cheap $80 air compressor. But because of it, I'm carrying this air compressor, which is dead weight now, and then I'm carrying this little cheap air compressor that isn't the most reliable thing in the world anyway. I've got a buddy that owns the same one. His locked up shortly after he bought it. So it's easier for me just to do a quick video on this rather than answering everybody else's comment. Hopefully I can get a new air compressor before too long. They did order an entire new unit for it, and I know it's gonna be just a quick replacement. I pulled it out myself looking at things because I want to see if there's like a valve I could replace, but because it's under warranty, I didn't want to open anything up. I'm pretty confident I could find parts and replace them and stuff, but that's the point of a warranty, is not having to do that. If you do open it up and then you can't fix it, then they might deny a warranty because they're like, no, you opened this thing up, you weren't supposed to be in there. So it's one of those deals that I just got to be patient. I feel the air compressor is one of the major features on the Trail Hunter, because you can't get it on one of the other trucks. It's for people like myself who go out basically every weekend and do this kind of stuff, and my air compressor does not work. So it's just kind of a bummer, but I will cover in future videos whenever this thing gets fixed, and if I hear any more on anybody else having these issues. Anyway, I just want to share with you guys what was going on. It was easier than answering in the comments. So if you have any more questions for me, put them in the comments. I will update whenever this thing is working again, and if I find out anything, or if I find out anybody else is having the same problem. But I will have a bunch of videos coming out on all the modifications that I've done, putting the tent on, putting the tires on, some other things that I've done. I've got a new bed liner in here from Lost Fit, and I've got a bunch of new stuff. So there'll be videos coming out on that going forward. And then this fall, I will be releasing a bunch of adventure content on this truck with the FJ. I'm looking forward to those. I always love editing those over the course of winter, but they just take a ton of time, so they got to wait until I'm not going out every weekend. All right, guys, so that's it. I just wanted to update you on what's going on. It is my first failure with the Toyota, and it's kind of a small thing, but also at the same time, it's a special feature of the Trailhunter, so it's worth mentioning. But anyway, that's what I have for you. I will update you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
As always, thank you so much for watching, and click one of the videos in the corner to check out more of our adventure, off-road, and overland related content.